He's the world's greatest marathoner. He's won 2 gold medals, and guess what? He's never gone to college classroom. Yes, I'm speaking about none other than Haile Gebrselassie, an Ethiopian national who is a retired athlete right now, and he's been able to impact souls across the world. Hello and welcome to Globe Traktion. My name is Pasil Telewa. Today at Haile Grande in Addis Ababa, I get some time to hang out with one of the legendary athletes in Africa, Haile Gebrselassie. And he speaks to me and to us about his career, his village growing up, his businesses, his family, and his spirituality. I hope you enjoy the show.
Haile Gebrselassie. Born 18th April 1973, is an Ethiopian retired long-distance track road running athlete. In the 10,000 meters competition, he has 2 Olympic gold medals, 4 world championships, and held the world record until it was broken by compatriot Kenenisa Bekele. Haile was the 2001 half-marathon world champion and has broken 61 Ethiopian national records over distances ranging from 800 meters to the marathon. He held the marathon world record for 4 years and the 10,000 meter world record for 6 years. He is widely considered the greatest distance runner of all time. And now, a full-time businessman. In 2015, there was estimated 1,000 employees and reached 3,000 employees across his investments in Ethiopia and beyond. Together, let's unfold his story.
Welcome here, Haile Grand Hotel, Addis Ababa. You are on top of the Omot.
It's so nice to see you.
Thank you.
How do you feel today?
I feel okay. After a long day, you know, my day starts at 5 in the morning.
AM.
Yes.
Yes.
Start with the gym training, and I start work by 6:30 and 7 o'clock. And if you come to my office 7:30, before anybody, I am in office. Thank you for running. Running, you know, just one of the benefit from running is, you know, this one. What is that? To be early and sleep early, and this is really athletics. What it's? I mean, you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. So from the office, or what time do you leave the office?
It depends. Mostly 5, but after 5 o'clock, I have to visit, you know, this construction site. I have to check what's happening, what they do in the daytime, and if there is, you know, just any mistake or any change, anything, I do between 5 to 6, and no matter what, 7 o'clock I have to be home.
You have to be home.
Yes.
What takes you home at 7 o'clock?
7.
Yeah. It's
You
too
know,
early, we say.
Exactly.
For an African man.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
This is a family time, between 7 to 9. 9, everybody sleeps. Because I don't see them in the morning, because, you know, as I told you, you know, just I wake up at 5. By that time, you know, everybody sleeps. And in the daytime, you know, they are in school. And that's why between 7 to 9, that's, you know, their time. I always have, you know, by the way, one thing what I want to tell you, you know, just if someone invited me for a dinner, I hate that.
So we should be inviting you for breakfast?
No, not breakfast, lunch fine.
Okay, great. Let's talk about you and family now that you started talking about it. And we have so many men, you know, doing a number of things. However, family has not been quite key, and you understand what I mean by quite key. They would leave the kids to their wives and, you know, caregivers or those kind of people.
Oh, it doesn't work like that. For me, now my eldest daughter, she's 24, 25. She's now playing a big role in the company. And the second one, she almost finished London.
How many kids are they now?
4.
4. How many girls, how many boys?
3 girls and 1 boy.
Great.
The boy is 17, he's in high school, and the third one, she's in Toronto University. Now she finished after 2 years. And since just they were born, for me, I don't leave just my kids to my wife. Of course, my wife, she play her role.
Yes.
But I believe, especially the girls, even including the boy, they have a really very close relation with their father. I work very hard, I mean, not very hard, but
very
that's
smart.
why, yeah, that's why I told you, I always, have to be home by 7 o'clock, and plus used to take them to school. Still, nowadays, of course, I'm very close to them.
I would like to know, you have a lot of trophies.
Yeah.
How many are they right now?
Very difficult to know the numbers, and it's not here in Addis, just not. I mean, close to Addis. It's about 20 kilometers from the center. You can see them. In total, the local competition and international competition, not less than 400 competition I run, and I win most of them. Most of them means just over maybe 90% finish by first position, and of course there is second and third, and also there is dropped out. Yeah, that's normal in competition.
Very normal.
Not so many.
Yes.
No, maybe marathon. Maybe 2 marathons I dropped out.
So if you are to give away all of your trophies and remain with just one, which one would that be? The one that you remain with, and why?
Out of my trophies?
Yes.
That's a good question. For me, everything what I run is really hard and sweat. I mean, gives you just a lot of. I think Olympic, of course, is not belonging to me, that medal. But Olympic is a very special one, especially when we talk about Sydney 2000.
Yes.
If you remember, between me and Paul Tergat, that medal is a really very special medal. The medal almost, I mean, the race almost I lost. If there is just a 2 gold, should have been for me and Paul.
Let's talk about the most painful loss you ever had, and why was it so painful for you?
For me, out of many losses, again, I remember in 1996, just right after Atlanta 96. Right after the Atlanta, I went to Zurich, and I was, it was a big competition between many Kenyans, especially Daniel Coleman. He was in top shape.
Yes.
And that year I had engagement with my fiancée. My wife.
Your
now.
wife now?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I took her Zurich. That was her first trip.
To propose?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You'll tell me more about that. Let's talk about the loss at Zurich.
Exactly.
Yes.
And just right after the engagement, I had to fly to Zurich. The engagement was in daytime, and we had to fly in the evening to Zurich via Frankfurt. And the competition was 3 days after we landed in Zurich, and we had that competition between me and, not between, but many athletes. And I thought, just imagine, first of all, I was an Olympic champion.
Yes.
From Atlanta, and the other thing, imagine, to bring, just your wife, the future wife, and to show how good I am, how strong
And then
I
you
am.
lose.
Exactly. And it was really a big loss. I mean, a big shock. I mean, she was in the stadium, and then, you know what happened? After I lost, and first thing, when I met her, she started to cry. And I told her, don't worry, come on. This is not, just the things what you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, but how are you feeling inside?
Oh
You're just
yeah,
trying-
for me, it looks like, just, you
You're
see,
breaking.
as a man, the character of a man, even not only the human, even, any animal
Yes.
can show how strong.
Yes, from the outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is, that show, that's lost, really a painful loss. Well, but it took like a year later, we had the same stadium, a competition between me and Daniel Coman again. Just both of us, we fly from Athens, 97 Athens World Championship, and we had, of course, the media were talking about, this one-to-one, but there is many other, athletes.
Yeah.
But the media, the journalists were talking about, between Haile Gebrselassie and Daniel Coman, and Daniel Coman, he pushed a lot, and thanks to Daniel Coman, and I could break a world record that evening, a year later.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so much interested to know about you thinking about retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because unlike every other professional, being a teacher and all those non-athletic or non-sports professional, at least they have a longer duration for work before they head to retirement. How did you start thinking about your retirement?
You know what I believe? The big mistake from every sportsman or woman to schedule when they are going to retire. Sport, it doesn't say like that way, because the sport, let it come by itself, retirement.
Yeah.
Anywhere you can stop. That's why, if you remember, in 2010, I was in New York after a long time preparation, after a very serious preparation. I had that problem and dropped out from a New York marathon. And I decided not to continue. I decided not to stop competing.
What made you decide not
Because
to
of
stop?
the disappointment. I was very disappointed, and the main disappointment was coming from again, from this press conference. Normally, if someone dropped out, if someone is not successful, if someone is not the top 3, you don't need to come to this press conference and media.
Oh yes.
And that day, I supposed to go back to hotel, and organizer and other people, they called me to Haile, just we need you. For what? To interview. Okay. I thought, just it's one journalist or. Okay.
Yes.
And
it
when
was
I
a bunch of them.
Exactly. When
Yeah.
I entered to the room, was many TV journalists, the one I know. And then it's like, okay, now, if it is like this, I stop competing, but I finished. And my manager was very shocked, and why? No. And then, all medias all over the world were announced that Haile Gebrselassie retired. But a week later, they said Haile Gebrselassie U-turn. That's what happened.
Looking back to where you've come from, if you were to rewind your clock 30 years from now, what would you do differently?
Sport, winning Olympics in marathon, and breaking more record, And nowadays, when I look some of the athletes, I can give you know just one person like Kipchoge. He's really my best favorite athlete. I like just his discipline, everything.
He's doing well.
Yes, exactly. I wish to do the same thing 30 years back. I wish to have his discipline. Plus nowadays, as technology brings a lot for this athlete. That is really need just an athlete like Kipchoge. And this kind of thing, don't ask me, I'm jealous well, I'm jealous, I'm sorry, in a good way.
Yes.
In a good way.
In a positive way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And really that's you understand what I'm explaining to you.
Yeah.
And well, thanks to God, the things what I have done, it's more than enough. And I don't blame or I don't what do you call it when I look back. Well, the only thing I miss, winning marathon, Olympic. That is the only thing what I miss. The rest, I can say I had everything.
You had everything.
Yeah, that's what I. Well, I'm 50, but I don't know. Maybe I need kind of machine, to put my age set.
To go back.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me more about your wife. I mean, besides her, accepting your proposal on the day before you lost.
No. The proposal happened 3 years before our engagement, and
oh yes.
But always I was 3 years always telling her, I'm going to marry you after I win Olympic. If you don't win Olympic, what, you don't marry me? I kind of question.
Yes.
And just we wait another 4 years. And then before. When I say 4 years, don't ask me even if not after 4 years. But thanks to God, my plan was Atlanta '96, and right after Atlanta, our engagement was in airport, and the same day, back to Europe after that engagement. After that, and my wife really. I'm sorry. Until now, I don't talk about my wife. She's the deputy manager of our. Company. I think I'm sorry, I'm a little bit selfish what I was talking since interview with you.
Yes.
She's the one, and she's a person who achieved every successful man a woman behind.
Yes, and you agree with that.
Her.
Yes.
And most of the time when I was in a competition outside Ethiopia, a lot of things have done by her. Even nowadays, I'm doing a lot outside office. She's always in office. Now, of course, my daughter also helping, and she's the one as a deputy. She's very good, with the detail thingy. But I don't like the detail, I'm running like
yes.
I'm not very patient. When something, even signing a check, she's checking everything for me.
So she compliments you.
Yeah, exactly. And now we need to give her some time for herself, and I'm pushing my kids, especially my eldest daughter and the second one, to play her because it's really sometimes
overwhelming.
It's hard to. But they are well educated, these kids. And my wife also finished in college, and she's also very good. But I was running, she's studying, and at the same time, she's in office. Of course, she has to to check everything seriously.
Yeah.
And well, that's really very important. Of course. When we talk about women, they are really very good to look detail. As a man, not. As a man, I'm sorry, I'm not, against a man, because they come back to me, no, why, just you can't say yourself, but I am the best and hardest. But women always really, here especially here in Ethiopia, when we had a women leader, we always the most successful. If you look, just many years back,
Yes.
Our queen, many of our queen, they were very successful. During the queen period in Ethiopia, picture was big. Even nowadays, we have a president, women president.
Yes. How do you guys feel about that?
Oh, I'm so proud, because I'm a father of 3 girls, and that is my dream. One of my kids also, not to become a president of Ethiopia, but the president of the company. And yeah, then you see,
Yes.
this.
But why not if they can also become the president of Ethiopia?
Of course, that is.
Yeah.
That is also my wish, but even not, I'm saying, even if not successful to become a president of Ethiopia, why not to become a president of a company, CEO of a company?
Did you ever see even one day fame coming to you?
What do you mean?
Did you ever think about being famous? Because you're famous globally.
No, I'm not.
You are.
Do I?
You are. Do you even walk on the streets, Haile?
Yeah, just people, they come and they appreciate me.
Yes.
I don't want to put myself, hiding, somewhere. I always, around. As a famous sportsman, a famous actress, or a famous musician, you cannot put yourself, no, I never do, Sometimes, some people, I don't understand why they are doing, but I don't do it.
What are the benefits for you that have come with, being a global icon? Because you've impacted so many lives out there.
The benefit is the business what I'm doing right now, very good for my reputation and trust. For example, when I started a Hyundai car, importing Ethiopia for the first time, and everybody, what they believe of Haile Gebrselassie, we know him. He's always very honest and very clean, and they start to buy quickly. And again, when we started with this assembling plant, everybody, they trust us. That is what the benefit, out of. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah, it's not easy. Really, it's a best way.
So the fame has done so good for your business.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you think the fame too has come with its, downs and the negativity?
Yeah, there is many. Of course, sometimes, of course, nowadays, as you know, this media thingy, it's easy also damage, your name quickly. Once you start somewhere, maybe especially when you talk about social media, even they don't know who's Haile Gebrselassie, they start to write something, and the next morning that bad news always
spoils everything.
Spoiled everything, and the good news very slow, the bad news too fast to spread.
Oh,
yeah, this is the
Sini and
Esti.
Ja?
Kejuang Bunang keju.
Javena. Oh my gosh, I was waiting for this. Don't feel don't make it, yes.
A person like you here, this is a very traditional Ethiopian wine.
And I like it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you want to know, just you can.
Yeah, just a spoon, one spoon.
It's a little bit, huh?
Yes, I'm being served by, one of the richest men in Africa. You know that?
Okay. Come on.
Thank you so much for the coffee.
Did you like it?
I liked it.
Sure.
I'll carry some.
Okay, next time even I bring you to my coffee farm. It's not, it's a bit far from here. It's about 700 kilometers. It's very close to Kenya.
We will go, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Really wonderful time with you, and please,
too.
asante.
Thank you too. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.
That's all we had for you today. Thank you so much for watching Globe Traction. Remember, we air every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Kenyan time, only on KTN News. And if you have a story you'd like to share with the world, please write to us through globetraction@standardmedia.co.ke or DM us on our social media platforms at Globe Traction. And you can also follow me at Pasil Telewa on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube for more of behind the scenes. Until next time, hope to see you again soon. I'm a Segnalo.